This is the Frugal Gardener, and I'm back in the garden. If I sound excited, it's because I am. It's time for my June tour. Things are popping, things are going very well in the garden. This is going to be a full tour, and I'm starting right here, right now, with this fig tree, which I gave up for dead a couple of years ago, and as you can see, it is not. So I have figs coming up over here. I have apples coming up on my apple tree over here. I have pears. For whatever reason, I don't have as many pears this year, which is kind of a good thing, because in the last 3 years I had so many, I couldn't even give them all away. Some of them rotted, but I'm happy to see that I am getting some pears. We trimmed this tree back over the winter, and it seems to be working. There's more up there. So the trees are doing well. Now over here is my little workstation for the day. I decided that everything could not fit in my little bench area. This was a video I did, well, about an hour ago, so that will probably get posted first. I'm not sure which order I'm going to put these in, but these are my slips, and these are the slips that came yesterday to replace the other slips. And white potatoes I'm going to plant, and I'm not going to go into this too much because, like I said, I did a video on this, but I'm going to show you this. These are peanuts that my awesome mailman delivered about 10 minutes ago. I was buying those little bags from the nurseries, and I'm pretty patient. It takes a lot to get me worked up. But the squirrels, I don't know, people are telling me, get a BB gun. You know, I don't want to get that drastic, but I will have peanuts this year. As you can see, I'm not screwing around anymore. I'm going to plant these every place I have a space to plant them, because the squirrels have successfully dug up every peanut that I have planted so far. So I have 0 peanuts growing out of a bag and a half of the smaller peanuts. These are carrots, and they're over here because they don't really do well in the heat. So I'm trying to give them partial shade in the afternoon. Lavender, you know, more lavender over this way. This is my cherry tree. I'm waiting for my companion to come so that I can get cherries. These are my lemons. These are olives. This is an experiment. This is my attempt at growing tea. We'll see how that works out. That's going to be a long process. I'm excited about this because these are my oranges from my dwarf orange tree, and there's quite a few on that. So moving on to the good stuff. Let's do this first. My nephew came to me a few days ago and said that he wasn't happy with the size of his garden. This is his patch, I call it, and it's doing well. I mean, geez, look at the lettuce. Look at the size of these lettuce leaves. He is really doing well. It's going gangbusters. You got 1, 2, and you got. We have been eating off of this, and it just keeps coming back. These are his Alpine Strawberries, and he comes out every couple of days and counts how many flowers on it, so he knows how many strawberries he's going to have. These are 4 o'clocks. I don't really count those as part of my garden, but this space here takes me back to my gripe. Peanuts were supposed to be growing there, and they are not. So now moving on, this is my usual place for my cucumbers. That's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and you probably saw my harvest video for my garlic. Here's a portion of it here. Here's more down here. These are carrots, strawberries. This, the bugs got two, but I'm not too concerned about it because it's, I believe this is collard greens. But the fact of the matter is, it wasn't going to be enough to make a meal out of, so I'm not too broken up about that. I mentioned to you guys in a previous video that I'm going to kind of just let this area do its thing this year. My main goal is, well, I'm not doing myself any favors. I wanted to get carrots in here, which means this is going to have to go because it's not supposed to be here. Because if I don't have any light, I'm not going to have any carrots. So I'm trying to get some carrots to grow in here. I'm getting my cucumbers in here. Same thing with the purple cabbage. I pulled one of these up. I'm going to pull that one up because it's not going to be enough to even make a meal out of. I'm going to put seeds of my peanuts all in here, but this time it's going to be different. This time I'm going to cover them, keep the doggone squirrels out. So over here, same thing. It's kind of a free-for-all. Almost positive that this is squash that I put in here. I threw a couple of seeds in, but this is well, again, I'm going to show you this before I go any further. These are my Scarlet runner beans. You can see the red flowers coming up, and these are going to grow up this old tree, old Meyer lemon tree, which now is going to be used as a trellis. But look at this. If you have time, go back to my second or third vlog when all this was nothing. I mean, the pots were here, but there was nothing planted. There was nothing going. These are tomatoes. You can actually see the buds coming up for the tomatoes. These are potatoes. These are potatoes. These are potatoes. These are the potatoes I planted maybe 2 months ago. But if you recall, the plan was to do companion planting, which I did, and it worked out great because these are all my peas. The peas I had waited so patiently for. They came up the back, which is exactly what I wanted them to do. And I'm going to harvest them today. Today's going to be a busy day. I have a lot to do. And I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there after that because it's going to be too hot for me to grow peas during the summer. But at the same time, I'll have the space, so I'm going to find something to put in there. I'm not going to just let that space go to waste. Here's another one here. Here's another one here. These are, I believe, the purple potatoes. This I'm going to have to stalk. The Frugal nephew put this back here for me. I can't do this heavy lifting anymore. These are Aroma Tomatoes and also cantaloupe. And I'm going to stake these and take this up the back. Now, talking about getting a good use out of your area, out of small areas, this is one of two, I think, of the elephant garlic that I haven't harvested yet. And this is a better shot of the peas. You can see them going up the trellis. So the onion is about to bulk, but I mean the garlic rather, but that's fine. So life is good. I mean, this is going almost according to plan. there's a few glitches, a few minor hiccups. Like I said, you know, dealing with these, trying to deal with these squirrels is a real pain. Now, again, to a previous video, my shade cloth. This thing here was left over, also sitting in the garage. The top for this went bad, and the frame was still good. I didn't want to throw it away, so I have this shade cloth that's a really odd size. It's like 60 feet long, and I decided to use these zip ties to hold it in place, and it works out really well on hot summer days in the afternoon. The sun comes through this way and it blocks all that heat, so I'm a happy guy. Now, going over this way, this is something that I haven't talked about for a while. By the way, here's more peas. My neighbor, a good friend of mine, she gave me the cinder blocks, and I made a container out of it. I explained this in the other video, so I'm gonna just give you a real quick explanation of what's going on here. I tried to grow cherry tomatoes in here, but it was too hot because this thing heats up in the summer. So this year I put in the Malabar spinach, and I put in the scarlet runner beans. Hopefully they can take the heat. We shall see. So now I'm going to swing over to here. I told you there was a lot going on. All that hard work I put in back in April and May is paying off. Look at my potatoes. This is the first year that all of my potatoes grew. Everything came out. But these nice pretty flowers, they have to go, because they are sucking up energy that could be going down into my potatoes. So I'm going to pull these later on and let them continue to do their thing. This is my compost bin, which I have to work on. I have more peas over here, but this is what I really wanted everybody to see. This came out great. These are my beans. You can see all the beans that are coming up. They're showing you the purple beans. They're the ones that are more prevalent, but they're not just purple. I planted 3 or 4 different types of beans, and when they come up, it's going to be great. So I'm almost done. These are my blueberry bushes here. There's the strawberries back there. So that's all working out well. Let me get around to this area here. This I had to rip out and redo because I rushed it. I didn't do it the proper way. And you know what happens when you take shortcuts. So that didn't work out well. Here are some more of my peas that I will be harvesting today. And look, my sorghum. Looks like corn, but it's not. This is going to get about 6 feet tall. My sorghum has come up nicely. And again, my little reminder of my pesky little squirrels. This is down here where all my peanuts were supposed to be growing, and I don't see any peanuts. So either today or tomorrow, I'm not sure if I'm going to get all this done today, I will be planting these peanuts again, and I'm going to plant extra this time, and this time I'm going to cover them. But the last thing I wanted to show you guys was my new riser. This was my old fireplace mantle, And now that I have a new one, this is the back. I need to really address these nails, but I wanted this lip out so the plants wouldn't tip over. I'm going to put some water seal on that, and I'm going to fill this up just like you have this plant here. It's going to go all the way down, and again, it's going to save my back. So, whew, that's it. That's everything. That's what's happening now. Things are really jumping. I mean, you saw the garlic harvest. I'm about to harvest the peas. We got strawberries earlier. This is doing very well. This is not the same as this. These are potatoes. So you have the beans here, and you have the potatoes here, and everything else we've already covered. So that's it. I'm happy. I think I'm at probably about a 95% success rate, so I cannot complain. Thank you guys for sticking with me all the way through. This is the Frugal Gardener. Have a great day, a great weekend. Remember, when you grow your own food, you always know where it comes from. Please subscribe. Post your questions, comments below. I read every single one of them. Tell your friends, and hit that bell at the top right-hand corner so that you'll get notifications. I post 2 or 3 times a week, and I'm going to be here all the way until the last day of summer. So I'll catch you guys on the next video. Enjoy your day. See you later.